Hello everyone, welcome to this video. One thing I wanted to talk about in this one is about the importance of the root user if you're using the AWS, Amazon Web Services. Now, the recommendation is you should not use your root account, the account that you have used to create your AWS free tier. Maybe you were trying out stuff. Do not use that once you have created the account. Instead, log into the account, make it as secure as possible, make as long and as strong password as you can, and then create one IAM user and use that user to log in going forward. Now, the question is why? Why would you do that? So let's see what I have right now. I even do not have the MFA, so that's what I'm gonna enable on my root account. But first of all, if I just go to awsamazon.com and I want to log in, then you have this page. The view may change time to time, but you will have a sign into the console button somewhere on the page. So you click on that. So you will come to something like that. Okay, so it's going to ask, are you going to sign in as a root user or the IAM user? So there's a clear distinction right there. And over here it's telling me my root user email address, that is what I have used to create my account. If you don't have any account, you can go ahead and create using this button. Now, over here it says account owner that performs tasks pertaining unrestricted access. So being a root user, you can do whatever you want, right? IAM user with an account that performs daily tasks. Now let's click on the learn more button, see where it takes us. So if you click on that one, and they have such a huge big warning which says we strongly recommend that you do not use the root user for your everyday task, even the administrative one. So this is important one. Instead, adhere to the best practice of using the root user only to create your first IAM user, and then once you have the IAM user with you, use that user to do everything else. Then securely lock away the root user credential and use them to perform only a few account and service management tasks. To view the tasks that require you to sign in as a root user, see AWS tasks that require root user. So let's take a look at that. What kind of task? So here, so the task where you really need the root account, only time, that means when you are only performing these tasks, you should be using your root account. Though we change your account setting. That includes account name, email address, root user password, root user access key, stuff like that. If you want to change, you have to use the root account. Restore IAM user permissions. Okay, if the only IAM administrator accidentally revokes their own permissions, you may sign in and then fix their permission. Okay. Then the third thing that you have to use the root account is to activate the IAM access to the billing and cost management console. This is disabled by default. Okay. View tax invoice, you have to use the root. Close your AWS account. So again, you have to be the root. Change your AWS support plan. Again, you have to be the root account. Register as a seller. Configure Amazon S3 bucket to enable MFA. Delete, you gotta be a root. Then edit or delete an Amazon S3 bucket policy that includes an invalid VPC ID or VPC endpoint ID. Or the last one would be the sign up for the government cloud. So for all this, you need to be the root user. Now, let's see if I'm going to log in as a root user. So here, root user, I'm just going to hit next. I'm going to type in that code B7HS2M. Hopefully that's right. Hit submit. And I get, right now I don't have any MFA, but I'm going to enable it as we speak. So I'm logging in right now. So my account is really not very secure at the moment, right? So I only have my root account. I exposed that to you, and then there is a password that seems pretty long, but that's the only protection I have. Now to enable the MFA, what you need to do, you need to go over here and you gotta go there. Now before we go there, I just want to click on the my account for a second, okay? And then see what, like, say you have compromised, you have my password, what you can do, like within 2 minutes. I'll show you. All right, so as soon as you click the my account, this is the page that will show up. Okay, and here, so what you can see over here, the first thing that I want to tell you, configure security challenge question. Right now I have nothing set up, something that you should enable. So if you have lost your password or something like that, they can use these questions to verify you. So improve the security of your AWS account by adding security challenge question. You should do that. We use this to help identify you as the owner of the AWS account if you ever need to contact our customer service for help. So please do that. I'm not going to set it up because you will know my security questions. Now, the next thing, here by default there are a whole bunch of regions that are disabled, and I have my password. I can just click on enable, and those are all enabled now. Now this one, IAM user and roles and role access to billing, I told this is deactivated by default, but I think this one you should activate so that the IAM user you're gonna create, like the true IAM user, they have access to the billing and they can monitor the cost. Okay, so that I'm going to activate, and that's a good thing, not a bad thing. But the bad thing over here are gonna be support plan. So if I want to just have a really bad grudge on you and I want to give you a really big surprise, and I have your password, so I can click on this and it will take me to my support plan. Right now the basic support plan is what I have. I can change that and select the enterprise and think, and do you know how much it cost just to have the enterprise support plan? And you probably, your heart might fail. It's $15,000 per month. Okay, it could be even higher if you have services that are running and the 3% of the service is bigger than the 15% AWS use. So at least you will be charged like $15,000. So if somebody just wants to give me such a big trouble and just change it and hit change plan, then I'll be in big trouble, right? So I don't want that. So let's go back to the billing one more time. Close account is the worst thing somebody else can do as well. So I can click, that person can click all that stuff. Yes, I understand, and close account. So what you should do, you should immediately, once you have your account, okay, you should not be using your root account anymore. What you should do, you should go and create a role, a group maybe, and then a role, and then use that IAM user to do everything else. Now before we close everything, let's just set up our MFA for the account. So for the account, to set up the MFA for the root account, you have to come over here and click on the my security credentials. So that should take you to one other page, and here you can do other stuff as well, like the password management, access keys. What I'll say, that never even create the access key for the root user. Okay, if you create root user access key, will provide unrestricted access to your entire AWS account. So if you don't need it, don't create it. You can go with your IAM user. So for the multiple MFA, you just need to come over here, click on that one and click on activate MFA. Now here you can have multiple different options. If you're really enterprise level security, you should probably use a physical key, like other hardware or UTF, but for now I'm just gonna go with the virtual MFA. But what I would suggest and recommend, that if you have a really enterprise account and if you're trying to protect your root account, use a actual physical device, not even like a mobile device or computer as your virtual MFA device. Don't do that. But for us, it's a lab environment, it's not enterprise account, so I'm just gonna go with a virtual MFA device, and I'll go ahead and I'll download my app, and then go from here. So over here, what you can do, install a compatible app on your mobile device, and here's a list of compatible applications. So if I click on here, let's see what you can do. You can have a virtual MFA device, then some that are just you can purchase, and the rest virtual MFA device that you can use a existing smartphone or tablet running any application that supports or open TOTP standard. Okay, so that you can use. Now let's see what else you need to do here. So if you come down to the little bit down below, it says actually all the apps that are supported in an Android device if you have, or even iPhone. What are the devices, what are the type of authenticator that you can use. So I already have a Microsoft Authenticator that I think I'm just gonna use, but if you have a Google Authenticator, you can use that as well. So let me just configure that real quick. Alright, I skipped a little bit of stuff in here, so but my setup is now done. All I needed to do, open up my Microsoft Authenticator on my Android, and then on that app you can click on add account and then click on other account. Once you click on other account, you will be able to scan the QR code, and then you just had to you just had to apply two different consecutive code, and then your MFA is enabled for that particular account. So it's not very difficult at all, although I didn't show you like a tiny bit of step there, but I think you should be able to figure it out. Alright, so in this video, all I wanted to stress is the importance of having MFA on your root account and the importance of not using the root account at all for anything else other than the task that we went over from the Amazon web page. Okay, for everything else, you should be creating one user, IAM user, and then log in as the IAM user, and again sign up for MFA on that user as well, and do everything that you need to do on Amazon. Happy journey with AWS. Keep your account safe and secure. Thank you for watching.